everyone. I'm Jackson Kennedy, and this is tonight's sports. It's Friday, and a super busy one at that. All 30 Major League Baseball teams were in action tonight. The WNBA gave us 5 games themselves, which is a rarity for them. And hey, we didn't even mention this year's inductees to the NFL Hall of Fame yesterday. Shame on us for a month. Well, we correct that big time in a bit. In the meantime, enough babbling. Let's get to it. In the NL East, the Brewers and Cubs have made it a 2-team race, with the consolation prize being most likely a wild card spot. After their big series earlier in the week, which saw Milwaukee take 2 of 3, leaving Chicago a game back, both teams won tonight, leaving Chicago still a game back. The Brewers thumped the Nationals 16-9. The Cubs blanked the Orioles 1-0. Things are even tighter in the NL East, as a half game is all the difference between the Phillies and Mets, with Philadelphia on top at the moment. They rallied with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th to nip Detroit 5-4, and the Mets lost their 4th straight, falling to the Giants in 10, 4-3. That win by San Francisco, by the way, ended their 6-game losing streak. And out west, the Dodgers have a 3-game lead on the Padres, and that's pretty much what it's been for a while now. L.A. shut out the badly slumping Devil Rays 5-0, and San Diego won their 6th straight, knocking back the Cardinals 4-1 to keep the pressure on the Dodgers. Over in the American League, though 2 of the 3 races are not as tight, and though wild card possibilities always exist for the runner-ups, there's not a lot of margin for error regardless. Kansas City, most likely looking at a wild card if they can get into the playoffs, beat up on Toronto 9-3. Boston has moved ahead of the Yankees into second place behind the Blue Jays, winning for the 6th time in 8 tries, tripping up the Astros, who haven't been playing very good ball themselves lately, 2-1 in 10 innings. As for the Yankees, the Marlins came from behind twice in their game and pulled off a 13-12 win with a batted ball that traveled no further than 10 feet or so, being the game-winning play. And as for the Astros not playing well, their lead in the AL West has shrunk to 3.5 games after the Mariners took another one from Texas on J.P. Crawford's 2-run walk-off blast, 4-3. The Central is the only division that's a runaway, with the Tigers, despite their recent woes, being well out in front, the teams trailing them. Cleveland and Kansas City both have legit shots at a wild card spot, but they need to keep winning to get there. The Royals did their part, as we told you earlier, and so did the Guardians, edging the Twins in 10 innings, 3-2. Just got to keep it up, boys, that's all. Finally, we have to mention this one. The Pirates, so typical of their franchise under the ownership of Bob Nutting, scored 9 runs in the first inning of their game in Colorado, and 16 runs total, and still lost to the even more pathetic, on the field anyway, Rockies 17-16. How anyone in that front office in Pittsburgh still has a job is beyond me. Which brings us to our coveted all-star stud performance for the day. With apologies to the WNBA, who we didn't have time to cover, we'll post their scores in the usual place behind me as we talk about the recipients of our most prestigious honor. And that honor goes to the 4 inductees of this year's NFL Hall of Fame class. I'm talking about, of course, Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. Yep. A lot of big-time performances in MLB and even the WNBA this evening. But when you're being enshrined in the Football Hall of Fame, then there's no question that you are going to be, that you must be, as Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp are for us, our ass of the night.